Hello and welcome to this year's International Trade Fair. Well, the 59th edition of it is what you're watching on your Sun FM radio and TV, and wherever you're watching us from and listening to us, let's get to have a great interaction with the people that matter with regards to some of the exhibitors at this year's trade fair. Now, one of which is that institution that you've heard so much in the news, and well, a whole lot of people have definitely complained, and others have seen this to be political, but they also have to tell you what date is all about and how they have managed to interpret this year's theme. Now, who am I talking about? Well, it's the Anti-Corruption Commission, that's the SCC. Well, listen, I want to get this right.
Yes.
Mr. Christopher, welcome to Sun FM radio and TV. And obviously, you people are the most wanted people out there, if you understand what I mean.
Yes, I do.
Because
Thank you so
everybody,
much. Yes.
Everybody
they talk
would
about
say,
us. Yeah.
Kasamfi,
Kasamfi.
oh,
Yamanzi.
And you are the people who say, we don't want you to do that.
Yes.
Because this service is just supposed to be provided
For free.
the way it is supposed to be provided.
Yes.
Now, that is a voice of Mr. Christopher how would you pronounce your last name?
The name is Christopher Chivanku.
Chivanku.
Yes.
I don't like mispronouncing people's names, especially the local names.
Okay,
People
that's
take
much.
offense. Mr. Christopher happens to be the acting senior corporate communications officer at the Anti-Corruption Commission. One more time, welcome to this chat, Mr. Christopher. Let's get straight into it first. The Anti-Corruption Commission, make us understand what exactly is your mandate in Zambia.
Okay, thank you so much for that question. The Anti-Corruption Commission is a constitutional body, or should I say it's a public institution, which draws its mandate from the Anti-Corruption Act number 3 of 2012. Basically, our mandate, or should I say, the functions that we have as a commission, there are 3. The first one is to educate members of the public regarding the effects of corruption, in society, in the communities, and also to elicit their support, so that together, as an institution and the members of the public, we move forward and fight this scourge. The second function is to prevent corruption. To prevent corruption in both public and private bodies. So we do this by coming up with regulations, procedures, with institutions, so that they streamline, or should I say institutionalize the fight against corruption. So we come up with policies like a gift register. In an event where someone is a public official, you are in the field, then someone gifts you something. Then, according to our act, we are supposed to declare to your supervisor, to your institution, to say, where I went to discharge my duties, I was offered this gift. And I've submitted for clearance. So that's the second function. The third function is to initiate. So we basically initiate, receive, and also investigate cases of corruption. And from your introduction, this is why you're saying SCC is well known for this aspect, because of the people that we investigate and also prosecute. So once we receive a matter of corruption, we will assess its credibility, and if the matter is quite strong enough, we proceed to prosecute this case and hope for a possible conviction. Basically,
Nice.
That's the mandate of the Anti-Corruption Commission.
Awesome. Now, obviously, speaking from the law side of things, and I like the fact that you've mentioned if one has been gifted in the field, they need to declare that. Yes. Tell us how you're interpreting this year's theme, obviously, which is enhancing business resilience through innovation and trade. how has the Anti-Corruption Commission interpreted this year's theme at the International Trade Fair?
Okay. The Anti-Corruption Commission, looking at this theme for us as the Commission, it resonates well with what we do, because at the center of the fight against corruption, there is integrity, there is transparency, and also accountability. And these are key for a resilient and innovative business environment. So what we are saying is, you agree with me that where there is corruption, there is a loss of public trust in the operations of that institution, and also corruption scares our investors. You know, these investors, when they come, they can be local or international. So in an environment where there is corruption, you find these investors will not invest well, because of the demands from public officials to say, for you to issue with a trading license, you need to give us something, something. So basically, so that's the effect that corruption has on businesses and also entrepreneurship. So basically, what we've done as a commission to address some of these challenges, we are saying, can we use certain platforms where entrepreneurs, businessmen and women can lodge complaints of corruption and also interact freely with the Anti-Corruption Commission. So we've, through innovation, come up with a digital platform which we are calling the online whistleblower the online whistleblower platform, where members of the public, wherever you are, in the comfort of your home, you can lodge your complaint by logging in on this system and interact with the commission. This platform is quite secure and user-friendly, and we urge the public to come through and use this platform. Secondly, we are also prioritizing the use, or should I say, we are also prioritizing the asset recovery mechanism. So in an event where individuals have acquired wealth, properties that they cannot justify
or explain how
they acquired these properties.
And truly, Mr. Christopher,
yes.
Sorry for coming in there.
No, it's okay.
This is the news that is out there. This is what people have known you for now.
Yes.
Whenever they hear proceeds of crime,
yes,
they'll definitely say, "Oh, Rapoka by SEC," and that is really happening very well. There, a lot of property has been recovered.
Yes. So from what you've said, we've over, just for the year 2024, we've about over 200 million worth of properties that have been recovered through corruption, through our investigation mechanisms, and in trying to use this innovation to curb corruption, we are using what is provided in our acts of law, the forfeiture, and also the conviction and non-conviction based forfeitures. So in an event where you fail to justify how you acquired your property, we will use these provisions in our act and ensure that these properties are surrendered to the state. And we've done this, like you said, thank you for the recommendation. We've done this well. There are certain lodges that we are managing. They've been surrendered to the state and they are being operated. They are generating income, which is now being used to provide the social services to the communities.
Awesome. Now, there are certain components that a lot of people perhaps do not understand when it comes to anti-corruption, and how people are asking these questions. So anti-corruption, recently we saw one of the properties that was forfeited turned into a correctional facility.
Yes.
Is this how the anti-corruption really looks at these things that they are forfeiting? And what exactly happens when you forfeit certain properties? Do you sell them to the people? Do you regain some money from that? That's what people would want to look at.
So in an event where a case is concluded and it is discovered that this property was illegally acquired, so we inform, because all properties are in the hands of the Ministry of Finance. So we inform government to say this process has ended and this property has been forfeited to the state. Then government, using its own discretion, will determine how that property can be used. You gave an example of Zambia Collection of Service using one of the houses that that was forfeited to the state that belonged to Mr. Henry Kapoko. So there's also another lodge which is in Swiveris in Lusaka, which was forfeited. It belonged to a gentleman called Commander 2. And this property is being managed by Hostels Board. So individuals are using this, members of the public are going to this lodge, for leisure and everything, and they generate income, like I said, where this income is now being used for providing social services to the community. So that's how the Anti-Corruption Commission does not own these properties. They belong to the people of Zambia. So if an individual acquires these properties wrongly, illegally, the commission will move in and restore these resources back to the community.
Awesome.
Sure.
Awesome. Now, in a demonstration or someone demonstration, I've seen that this is corruption happening here.
Yes.
Or somebody out there, as we are speaking on radio right now,
yes,
they get into a position they know to say, but this is not supposed to happen. This is corruption.
This is wrong, yes.
How
corruption.
Can one report that corruption, especially owing to the fact that there is a threat? Am I going to be safe?
Yes.
What is going to happen? How does one report corruption, and how safe are they after reporting corruption?
Okay. When it comes to reporting corruption, we've encountered situations where members of the public would film themselves at the scene where the corruption matter is happening, and they will say, "I'll report this matter to the ACC." Well, that could be something that has happened, but we encourage members of the public to take this matter seriously by reaching out to the commission in confidence, because we don't want you to be exposed to danger, because the person that you are reporting may also overreact. So it's important that you reach out to the commission by dialing the 5980, which is the toll-free line. It's available on all the platforms, and also with presence on the social media platforms. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter and now X. These platforms are there for members of the public to report a case of corruption. Apart from that, I also talked about the online anonymous whistleblower platform, where you can log in. It generates a number which you can now be using to interact with the commission to find out how that case has moved since you reported. So basically, for us, we get excited when members of the public are willing to report. They've encountered a case of corruption, and we treat these matters with confidentiality. Because in the fight against corruption, confidentiality is key. We need to protect our whistleblowers, because they are the ones that are giving us information, and they deserve that kind of respect. Sure.
Awesome. Now let's get to conclude this. Obviously, I want you first to me. I'm a layman, obviously. Somebody out there who's in the same shoes as mine would want to know, as you get to conclude this, what exactly is corruption, and what are your last words as we close it?
Okay, thank you so much. Corruption has been defined in so many ways, and a lot of people, they know what corruption is, at least even in their local language, like you said from the beginning, something. Yes, or yamanzi, something like that, or yalanchi, that's how people say it. Yeah. But the Anti-Corruption Act number 3 of 2012 defines corruption as soliciting, accepting, obtaining, giving, promising or offering of gratification in return for a favor. So if you solicit for a bribe, or you promise someone to say, I'll give you a job once you do this for me, or if you give me your first salary once we offer you employment, that is a promise. That constitutes corruption. And an event where this person or you yourself, you obtain, you receive that bribe in return for a favor, that constitutes corruption. But apart from that, corruption also has been defined as the abuse of public office for private gain. I come to your office, I'm looking for a school place. You head the school, then you say, oh, for me to grant you a space at this school, I need to give me something. We are abusing, give me something, person konka something. That means we are abusing that public office for personal gain, because the resources that you are getting from these parents, they are not going to the school, they are going to your pockets. Yes. Apart from that, also the Act defines corruption as the possession of unexplained property by public officials. I think I elaborated on this one. So there are certain individuals who have acquired property which they cannot explain, and it's contrary to what their personal emoluments stands at that particular point.
You get paid a 4-pin, but you own a house.
Yes, you own a house, you own flats,
6 million.
and there's no record of you having owned maybe a Rotary, or you own, we are into, what is this, betting? There's no record. But from there, nowhere, your salary does not correspond with what you have acquired at that particular point. So for us as a commission, like I said, those are cases that we investigate.
Definitely.
Sure.
Awesome.
Sure.
Well, Mr. Christopher, obviously somebody out there who's listening would want to come through to your stand, maybe for the purpose of reporting corruption, or just want to find out more.
Sure. What
should people expect as they come to your stand, even as we conclude this?
Yes, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to come and interact with the members of the public. We are here at Trade Fair grounds. We are in International Hall. That's where our stand is. So members of the public are free to walk in and report a case of corruption. We've received a number of clients we've walked through, not necessarily to report, even just to inquire about our services, our products, because we're here to showcase what we do. I know SEC is known on the aspect of investigations, but we are there also to provide information regarding education and how we collaborate with various institutions in fighting corruption.
Awesome. Well, Mr. Christopher, thank you very much for coming through. And to you who's watching us, this has been the stand coverage of the Anti-Corruption Commission right here at the 59th edition of the International Trade Fair. Well, my name is Victor. From Mr. Christopher and I, it's on to the next for now.